Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I hope you enjoyed St. Patrick's Day. And that you just got after it. I hope everybody had a lovely time. I know that everybody seemed to be running a road race yesterday, some sort of half marathon, 5K, 5 mile. I didn't run at all. I didn't run one time this weekend. I didn't. Actually, I did. When the dog poops, he likes to sprint. So I ran then, but that was it. No Instagram post saying I ran a race today, unfortunately. But I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you're ready to get back after it. We got basically a month left of the regular season, maybe a little bit less. It's almost playoff time, baby. And the basketball seemed to tell us that too. I feel like the basketball is getting a little bit more competitive. But who else we got in the chat this morning? I see Sneeps is here. Good to see you. Steve said yesterday I turned one Costco hot dog into 3 Costco hot dog thanks to the C's really racing the 10 point. There we go, dude. We love gambling for dogs. Zubac and Chris Dunn's birthday. There we go. Matic Auto, I feel like, do you live down there now? I feel like this is the second or third time recently that you've been down in New Orleans. But I'm glad you had a good time. We got Lakerverse. Okay. All right. And then, okay, we got Jump Shooty up in here. Let's go. Yeah, it's campaign season, baby. Patrick's here. We got Garen here. Garen, fresh off of, I was just going to say, fresh off the March Madness vibe. So congrats. Where's Nebraska playing for the round of 64? I'll be honest. I did not. The only thing I saw about March Madness yesterday was that Tom Crean is pissed off. That was like the only thing I saw. I didn't do it, but wait, did I skip over Boston base? There we go. Boston base. Thanks for being here. Memphis. Yeah. All right. Hell yeah, Garen. We got Willis, Max. Oh gosh. Good luck. Good luck to you. Yeah. Double rare tomorrow. Double dare for double rare. Hey, a couple of business related stuff before we get into the weekend that was the NBA. Today we'll have a live before lock at 5:30 and then live after dark for you VIPs. No fast break content until the next run. So congrats to everybody who got your packs for doing well in fast break. But we don't have no fast break until it's back. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. Normal schedule this week. 89 Cavs should be back on Wednesday. All the fun stuff. And speaking of 89 Cavs, we are officially doing a live show. The venue is going to be announced probably next week, but it is going to be May 11th, which is a Saturday. May 11th, it will be in New York City on May 11th. What we're going to do is we're going to do like a, hour show or so before a playoff game. And then we're going to have a little watch party afterwards. And I believe the show and the watch party is going to be happening on a rooftop. So it's pretty exciting stuff. We should have some fun guests. I also think it lines up near Steve's from 89 Cavs, his birthday. So it should be a really good time. If you guys are in the greater New York area or are looking for a New York weekend, come through. The tickets for the show are free too. There's no cost for that. So if you're around, we'd love to have you. It's going to be May 11th. I'm sure I'll talk about it a little bit more as we get closer to it, but should be a good time. Looking forward to the NBA playoffs too. That should be right at the end of the first round, I think. Right at the end of the first round, maybe the beginning of the second round, something like that. So should be a good time. If you're looking New York in springtime, baby, make a weekend out of it. Go see some Broadway. Broadway. All right. I think that's it. Should we get into it? I made an agenda for today. I did some like real prep work that I'm excited to get into. So we're gonna bounce around the weekend of basketball. But it's starting to get a little feisty. So let's start with the Pelicans and the Clippers. So the Pelicans and the Clippers, this is getting like toy. The Pellies are one game back now from the Clippers for the 4 seed. After the Pelicans lost to the Cavs, it seemed like, all right, that was a fun little dream that we were gonna have for a little bit. Point Zion hosting a playoff series in New Orleans. And then they get smoked by the Cavs, who were shorthanded that game too. It's like, the dream is dead. The dream is dead. Not so fast. So Friday night, Pels and Clips square off. Pelicans win 112-104, but honestly, it didn't feel that close. Paul George had 26, Kawhi had 23. Zion is on one, boys and girls. Zion had 34.7 boards, 4 dimes, and 4 stocks on top of it. He's just been on one. His last like 20 games or so, I'm actually going to plug it in right now. Zion Williamson's, let's say, last 20 games. He's just been on fire, man. He's been averaging 24.6 boards and 5 assists. So 24, 6, and 5 the last 20 games. And here's the thing. This has been like consistent. He's been consistently playing this well. Honestly, if you just take out the in-season tournament, if you get rid of that, Zion's probably in the All-NBA conversation. But it was such a bad performance in a game that literally does not count statistically speaking. It just happened to be in Vegas. If that didn't happen, we would just be, he'd be like in the conversation of crushing. Jump shoot. What is going on? Jump shoot. What is going on this morning? But Zion would be like out of control right now. So, they played again on Saturday night too. So the Pelicans beat the Blazers pretty handily, 126-107. And in this game, Zion put up 26 points, 10 boards, and 3 assists. Ever since every single podcast spent a week talking about how Zion doesn't rebound, Zion's been rebounding. In that game for the Blazers, Ayton had 20 and 8, Simons had 25, 8 and 4. CJ dropped 30, Trey Murphy with 20, and Ingram had 22 as well. Stan said, those are MJ 40-year-old numbers. Stan has been so horny all weekend because he finally get to see his Miami Heat team win some games. But anyway, Zion has just been on one. And now, like you see the Clippers, because they had one more game this weekend too, and a lot of you probably didn't watch it because it was late night last night, but they played the Atlanta Hawks. And like, listen, James Harden returned. They were still missing Norm Powell and Russ Westbrook, but you're playing the Atlanta Hawks, man. The Atlanta Hawks barely want to play basketball right now. Sure, they got Jalen Johnson back. He looks great in his return, but they just got smoked. The Hawks won 110-93. Clint Capella had 15 and 13. Jalen Johnson, I was just saying, he had 18 and 12. DeJounte had 21 and 10. Hunter had 20 off the bench. Paul George had 26. Kawhi had 28. But Harden looks like he's hurt. Looks like he's hurt. Oh my God, Stan, dude, I watch a fucking basketball game, Stan. Watch a game. Just because if you are watching this and being like, oh yeah, Zion's actually not good at basketball, Stan, I don't know. Maybe you're not really a basketball fan. Maybe you are a spreadsheet guy. Let me introduce you to John Jackson and Momentum Labs. You're right. They have more wins than the Miami Heat, though, don't they? Don't they, Stan? You know who else isn't good right now? Jimmy Butler. Harden was awful. So Ty Lue said this a couple weeks ago, or last week, I think, and Harden ended up missing a couple games that he's dealing with a shoulder injury, and you can actually see his numbers drop off after when that supposed injuries happened. So I don't know if they rushed him back because they know that they're battling for the 4 seed, right? But he looked bad. He looked rough. He looked really rough. And so now we look at the rest of the season, right? So they've got what both teams are. If I pull up the standings here, the Clippers are 42 and 25. The Pels are 41 and 26. What's that? 67 games. So they both played 67 games. So what's that? 15 games left, right? Stan, you must what's like your day like? What's your day like? Are you into like wafers? I feel like you're a wafer guy. Like, I don't know. What's your day like? You know, like, what do you get into? What's your favorite shows? You big Stephen A. Smith guy? Like, what's your life like, Stan? Rip a bong. Can you rip? Just get your life back together, Stan. This energy sucks this morning. I expect more from you. I know I appreciate you being here, but I just expect you to like do your homework, get ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Um, anyways, but yeah, so they both have 15 games left, and here's the schedule breakdown. So the Clippers' remaining schedule, they have Denver, Cleveland, Magic, and Sacramento once. They also have the Suns twice and the Pacers once. On the happier side of things, they have the Blazers twice, the Jazz twice, and then they have the Rockets and the Hornets. The Rockets, however, red hot basketball right now. I think they've won like 4 or 5 in a row or something like that. On the Pelicans side of things, they have the Celtics once, the Thunder once, the Bucks once, the Magic twice, the Suns twice, the Kings, and then the Pistons, Spurs, Blazers, Nets. So this is going to come down to the last week of the year. So it is going to be, yeah, we're talking Von Wafer, baby. But yeah, this is going to be tight all the way to the end of the season. And I honestly, my lean is towards the Pelicans because I do wonder if Harden is really dinged up. Clippers have to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, is it more important for us to host the first round of the playoffs, or is it more important for us to have our 3 main guys healthy? And I think they're going to lean in towards health. And I think the Pelicans' home court advantage would be important to them. But it's kind of crazy to just think that back, just maybe a month ago, not even, the Pellies were just flirting with the playing game. And now since then, they've just been playing really, really good basketball. I mean, outside of that big loss to the Cavs, they've been great. 7-3 in their last 10, winners of 2 in a row. Also, like important to note, they're 7 games above 500 at home, 8 games above 500 on the road. So they've been playing pretty consistent. And I feel like they can play a bunch of different ways, right? They can knock down threes of CJ, Trey Murphy, Herb, if they're all knocking them back down, but they can also like lock you up defensively if they need to too. Maddie says, get me back to when Zion has lost as many NBA finals as Jimmy. Oh, wow. Maddie coming in after losing 2 games to the Heat this weekend.
Detroit basketball! Detroit basketball!
Anyways, good stuff. I'm excited with I'm excited for that rundown though for that 4 and 5 seed. So they should feel pretty good. And the Clippers, the Clippers were battling for the 1 seed not too long ago. We're one of the best teams in basketball heading into the All-Star break. And I think it was Ty Lue after the game. Somebody for the Clippers after the game said they just don't have an identity right now. And losing when you're shorthanded is one thing, but to lose to Atlanta, and I mean the Hawks are just not good, right? I mean 30-37, 5-5 in their last 10. Like, I don't know, they're just bad at basketball. But that's going to be a fun one to watch down the stretch. Now, I wanted to get into Knicks and Magic too, because that's the 4-5 in the West and the 4-5 in the East are both like pretty tight right now. And on Friday night, the Magic were graced and blessed to play the Toronto Raptors twice this weekend. And so on Friday, they beat them 113-103. And this was a game that no one should have to talk about. Gary Trent dropped 31. That was the excitement. Franz had 19. Paolo, couple stat lines short of a triple-double. He had 17, 9, and 8. But who cares? They win that game on Friday, and then they win yesterday. They won pretty handily as well, right? What was the final score for that one? They won 111-96. And this one, Paolo had 29, 6, and 5. Franz, 22, 9, and 5. IQ had kind of a bad game. And then the Knicks had a crazy game on Saturday where they beat the Kings 98-91. And the highlight going around, I don't know if you guys saw this, but crunch time, Keon Ellis is up on Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson calls for a screen, and he notices that Keon looks to see where the screen's coming. And like Brunson clocks that, calls for the screen again with nobody there. Keon goes to look, and Brunson just blows by him and knocks down a layup. And that kind of sealed the deal. Brunson finished this game with 42 points. He also had 4 steals. Dante had 15. Sabone 21 and 14. Fox had 20 and 9 and 7. But this win puts the Knicks still, as we look at the standings here, for that 4-5 matchup. Again, home court advantage for the first round. The Knicks are 40-27. They've played 1 less game than the Magic, who are 40-28. So they have a half game lead on them, but a full game in the loss column. And when you look at the schedule for down the stretch here for both the Knicks and the Magic, the Knicks have the Celtics, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Bucks, the Kings, the Heat. And then they also have the Pistons, Spurs, Raptors, Nets twice, and Bulls 3 times, while the Magic have the Bucks twice, the Clips, the Pelicans twice, the Kings, the Warriors, Sixers. They put the Sixers in like the tough game column. That's not true. Hornets twice, Blazers, Grizz, Rockets, Bulls. So they both have like pretty comparable schedules here down the stretch. And I guess my lean is going to be New York, because even though Orlando has really closed the gap here on the Knicks, and Orlando's been playing good basketball, consistent basketball. I feel like they've been doing this for the entire season. Knicks are starting to get healthy. OG's back. Julius Randle should be back soon. And so they're only going to get a little bit tougher. And so I think I would lean New York to hold on to that 4 seed and the Magic, the 5 seed. But man, if you're a Magic fan, if you're an Orlando fan, this is great, right? You are going to get yourself a playoff matchup. They've got a 2-game lead over the Pacers in the 6 seed. I just feel like they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And to the Magic's credit, they're a much better home team than a road team of 23-9 at home, while they're under 500, 17-19 on the road. So I do think they want to try to get that 4 seed. But I think I would lean the Knicks. But the real thing that we have to talk about from last night's game. Oh, wait, hold on. Tesla said, do you think Magic are obligatory first-round exit young team? You know, I would lean that way. I think the Knicks are a better team than them. So, like, I do think that will happen. But I don't think it's because, like, I still think they're competitive. I just think the Knicks are a little bit better. But the real takeaway was the Grady Dick Anthony Black stuff from last night. And so I'm sure everybody saw it at this point, but if you were off Twitter last night, didn't watch Orlando and Toronto, just tuning in for the first time, at the end of the game, Grady Dick and Anthony Black find each other. And they're joking around a little bit. They're like giggling a little bit. And then they do a jersey swap. They hold it up to take photos so that it says Black Dick. And they're 20 years old. I love it. I'm here for it. They're goofing around. They're having a good time. The Orlando so whoever's in charge of Orlando Magic social, good on you. So they take that photo. The Orlando Magic account tweets it out. And then, of course, the powers that be, the DeVos family from the Orlando Magic who own them, make them delete the tweet. And I got to tell you, I feel like it creates more of a story by deleting the tweet. I think it creates more of a story from that. Now, I think moving forward, I don't know the Raptors' rest of the schedule, but like, do they play the Minnesota Timberwolves and do Wendell Moore and Grady Dick take a picture? Or do they play the Magic again, and does Jalen Suggs get in on it? Or do they play the Chicago Bulls? What about Kobe White? Do they do that as well? I'm trying to think if there are any other ones that we're missing on. We're talking about the Orlando Magic, which should never be the case. We're talking about the Orlando Magic and the Toronto Raptors, which it's crazy that we're talking about either of those teams right now. I'm trying to think if there are any other great examples that stand out there. I think we've already seen the Bruce Brown, Grady Dick one. There was Tim Baltz. I don't know if you guys watch the show. Tim Baltz. He's on Righteous Gemstones. And that's great. Think socials did their job. Yeah, they did. They created fun stuff. I texted it to the 89 Cavs when it happened last night, and Justin had one of the funniest responses. One of the funniest responses that really made me laugh out loud. And he just said, "We have to calm down." And that got me so good because he's right. We do have to calm down. But anyways, Orlando and New York, that's going to be a fun battle down the stretch here. So the 4-5 seeds, both of those are pretty tight here going down the stretch. Looking at the other two matchups that I wanted to look at were the 6-7-8 in the East and the 6-7-8 in the West are both pretty jammed up. So the Miami Heat beat the Pistons twice this weekend. Yesterday's was crazy. I don't know how many people saw that game. Oh, Nasir Little, that's a good one. Nasir Little, that is how you one up. That is a good one. Little Dick would be good. Good one, we the people. I like that. Anyways, Miami Heat and Detroit. Weird game yesterday. So no Jimmy Butler in this game. No Tyler Hero. He's still missing time. Detroit plays pretty good basketball to keep this a competitive game. Duncan Robinson, was cooking. Duncan Robinson was on fire, doing a little bit of everything. There's about 15 seconds left. It's a tie game. Detroit has the ball. So last possession of the game, right? This is either a Detroit win or overtime. Cade Cunningham with 10 seconds left takes a tough step back three, bricks it. Miami gets the rebound and goes down. Bam knocks down a game-winning three. Bam stepped into it with confidence too. Calls game. Miami gets a win. Good win for Miami since all of these are important for seeding here down the stretch. I don't know what Detroit was doing. Detroit just finds so many weird ways to lose games. 2 nights ago, it was Monty was like, you know what? Let's play Marcus Sasser over Cade Cunningham down the stretch. Last night, it was like maybe Evan Fournier is better than Jaden Ivey. Just weird. And then Cade doing what Cade was doing. Bam with a 3-point shot. It's Jover, says Stan. Yeah, I mean, dude, it looked wet. It looked wet. It was a great shot. So good win for Miami. They, after dropping like 4 in a row, which 3 of those games were tough, right? It was like Denver, Dallas, and was it OKC? But then they lost to the Wizards in a weird one. They now win 2 in a row. They're 5-5 in their last 10. So they right now are in the 7 seed. They're a half game behind the Pacers and tied with the same record as the Sixers. Now, the Sixers just look so bad, man. The Sixers look bad, and it doesn't look like Joel's coming back anytime. So I think this was on Friday night, excuse me. Sixers won 109-98. This was Saturday. Man had 21-8, 6 and 4. He had a crazy game. Bridges had 14 and 9. Maxey dropped 30 on him. Oubre had 22. Sixers get that W. That was their only game this weekend. Some dude named Rob with a hand. Welcome, Rob with a hand. This feels like Sneap's deep in his bag this morning. But welcome to the show. So the Sixers get a W, but it doesn't sound like Embiid's coming back anytime soon. And even if he does come back, what is the benefit of rushing him back right now? But the Sixers do remain unwatchable. So the Heat get 2, the Sixers get their 1 game, and then the Pacers, they beat the Nets 121-101 this weekend, and they get their W. So like I was saying, the Pacers right now have a half-game lead over the Heat, who are tied with the Sixers. And when you look at the strength of schedule the rest of the way out, the Sixers have the 17th hardest schedule the rest of the way. Where's Philadelphia? Philadelphia. Oh my God. Philadelphia. Oh, wow. This is crazy. So Indiana has the 16th hardest. Philadelphia has the 17th hardest. Miami has the 21st hardest. So Miami, schedule-wise, should have the advantage. They're also the better team, I think, of all of those. So I would imagine that Miami gets into the 6th seed, and that would set us up for like a nice Cleveland Miami first round, which I think would be fun. I think that would be a good time. Joker Rock said, do you think Embiid misses the first round? No, I don't think. Yeah, I think Embiid's toast. It doesn't sound like he's close. I don't understand rushing him back, especially if it's like they got to get through the play-in, because they're absolutely going to be in the play-in game. I just don't see it happening. Did you talk about the league saving Clay from Hauser? Oh, yeah. I haven't talked about it yet. We'll get to the Celtics here in a minute. Great. This is great. This is a good point too, Manny. You guys are very creative with your dick stuff. Yeah, Tiago Splitter. Get him next to Tiago Splitter. Or what if Eddie House's kid gets drafted? Dick House? He's a dick house. Yeah, there we go. No, it wasn't a coach. Sam Hauser clearly stepped on Butler's. It was is it Jared Butler, Gerard Butler? I don't know how Hauser was that far out. Like it was like totally Hauser. Hauser was like on the bench. Yeah, I know that the Sixers can't bring back Embiid. I think the Sixers are in the play-in game, and they lose to whoever wins between the Bulls and the Hawks. Would be my guess. That would be my guess. The 6, 7, 8 on the West side is a little bit spicy as well. So you have the Kings right now are 38-28 in the 6th seed. You have the Mavericks, who are now 39-29. So technically percentage points behind the Kings, but both 8.5 games back. And then the Suns, who are also 39-29. Now there's a 3-game gap between those three teams and the Warriors and the Lakers. So that's a wrap, in my opinion. And they're 2.5 games back from the Pelicans. So I don't think they're catching them either. So the Mavs, the Suns, and the Warriors are really going to be jockeying for positioning. And I kind of think this is nuts, right? Because if you are the Kings, what were they last year? A 3 seed or a 2 seed where they lost to the Warriors? It was a 2 seed, right? And yeah, Fox has been a little bit dinged up, but he's been back. And Sabonis has been putting up like literally Jokic-like numbers. He's been like leading the league in triple doubles this year. He's been great for them. Keegan Murray's been out there, and they still have not progressed. So now this is like some real regression. They go from the 2 seed to maybe in the play-in game. And the play-in game's no picnic either, because then you're going to play one of the Suns or the Mavericks, and if you lose, you're going to beat one of the Lakers or the Warriors. So that would be bad news. If you're the Mavericks, you traded a lot of picks to get these guys, and if you find yourself in the play-in game, my money would be on the Mavericks to get out of it, but that's rough. And so you've got Luka. Like, what's Luka's future look like in Dallas? You have Kyrie looming over everything, which we have to talk about that game, which I'll get to in just a second. And then you have the Phoenix Suns, who have sacrificed the entire next like 10 years of the Phoenix Suns. So it has to. But all of these teams have so much to play for to get out of the play-in game, and it's just not looking good for any of them. But let's start with the Mavericks, because holy shit, that game was awesome yesterday, if you guys were watching. So Dallas ends up winning this game 107-105. Luka, who missed the last game with that tweaked hammy, he came back. And, dude, if you guys saw the clips of Luka walking into the stadium, it's like, oh, he shouldn't be playing. He was walking like he's walking like me, honestly. It looked bad. And even when he was out there, he looked hobbled. He was still great. He had 37, 9, and 3. Denver, Jamal Murray hit some big time shots down the stretch, except for the one that would have sealed it. But Murray had 23, 7, and 4. Kyrie with 24, 9, and 7. But the game winner from Kyrie, I mean, the way the play was drawn up, just to set the scene, with like a minute and a half left, Jokic gets a layup, ties the game after Dallas had like a nice lead through most of the second half. It looked like Denver, they did this to Miami the other night, just kind of like flipped the switch, and it was like Denver's going to win this game. Jokic ties it up. They get a stop on the other end. Jamal Murray hits a big time, like steps into a 3. Now there's 25 seconds left. 26 seconds left. Denver is up 3. And Luka catches the inbound, immediately puts it up. Like, that was a tough, deep 3, knocks that down. It's tied up. Now, this wasn't as egregious as what Cade Cunningham did against the Heat earlier, but they get the ball with like 25 seconds left. They could have run this down basically all the way. Jamal Murray takes a wide open shot. Like, it was a good shot. I think you want Jamal Murray taking it, but takes a wide open shot with maybe 4 seconds left, 3 seconds left. He misses it. Dallas gets the board, and then Kyrie hits this bonkers, like running basically across the paint from, I don't know, is it like 18 feet? And this like one-handed lefty. I wouldn't say it's like a sky hook, but like a push hook, running away from the basket over. I mean, it was just an insane shot. Luka's reaction was great. He couldn't believe it. That was a big win for Dallas, because, again, looking at that standings, right? If they lose that game, all of a sudden they are behind the Suns and are in the 8 seed instead of tied with them for the 7-8 seed. So that was huge for them. Huge for them. We already talked about the Kings losing to the Knicks this weekend. That was pretty bad for them. They lost to the Knicks, and then the Suns. I mean, the Suns inexplicable. So they beat the Hornets on Friday, 107-96. KD, right? There was a little talk, and we're going to talk about all NBA in like 10 minutes or so. There was all this discourse about like, hey, maybe KD's actually first team all NBA instead of Jason Tatum. Since then, Kevin Durant in the game against the Hornets goes for 13, 8, and 5. And that they win the game. So congrats, you beat Charlotte. Booker had 21 and 11. Micic, who's been balling for Charlotte, had 21. Grant Williams had 20. Bridges had a double-double, 17 and 10. And then you go to yesterday's game, and they played the first game of the day. They were in Milwaukee. Milwaukee debuted those sick, I don't like them, blue jerseys, the blue cord, all that boring stuff. Giannis gets ruled out of the game. So this game means so much more to Phoenix. Phoenix has all of their dudes. Everybody's healthy. Booker's back, Beal's back, KD's out there. The Bucks are without what's his name? Oh my God. The Bucks are without freaking. Why am I blanking? Oh yeah, Giannis. There we go. You have to win this game. You have to. The finals 140. They gave up 140 points. They lose 140 to 129. Middleton returned, so there was that. Middleton was pretty efficient. He had 22 and 7 in his return. 6 players were in double figures for Milwaukee. Dame went for 31 and 16, but it was the Bobby Portis show who had 25 points off the bench. 25 in the first half, finished the game with 31 and 10. KD went 11 and 9 in this game. Booker had 23. Beal had 28. It was just rough stuff there. I don't know how you lose that game. That was a brutal loss for Phoenix. And again, remember, right after the All-Star break, we said, get ready. Phoenix is going to be in the play-in game. And guess what? I still think Phoenix is going to be in the play-in game. They have the toughest schedule behind Charlotte the rest of the way out. Phoenix plays the Thunder once, the Nuggets once, the Wolves twice, the Cavs once, the Clippers twice, the Pelicans twice. They do have the Spurs twice and the Hawks once, but that's it. You look at Sacramento, who they have the Celtics once, the Thunder once, the Clippers once, the Pellies once, the Knicks once, the Magic once, and then they also have the Wizards, Blazers, Raptors, Grizzlies, Nets, and Jazz. And then Dallas, who I believe they have an easier version. The Dallas has the second easiest schedule the rest of the way out behind just the Celtics. They have the Thunder once, the Kings twice, the Warriors twice, and the Heat. And then they have the Pistons, the Spurs, the Hornets, Jazz twice, Rockets twice, Hawks once. So it feels like Dallas is going to be, I would rank them probably Dallas 6 seed, Kings 7 seed, Phoenix 8 seed. And that's going to head into the playoffs. And then you look at what the 9-10 is. And so we saw, let's talk about that Saturday game, which the prime time, we had the Warriors and the Lakers. Golden State gets this one, 128-121. Kuminga drops 23 and 4. He was the only one cooking for the Lakers early. And then Steph Curry went off. He had 31 and 6. Clay had 26 off the bench. Anthony Davis, we haven't seen Brittle Bones Davis in a long time, but he made an Ali-like return to the ring, and he left in the first half, did not return to this game. I think it had something to do with his cornea. He get hit in the face. LeBron had a monster game. He had 49 and 8. D'Lo had 23 and 13. I'm not going to talk much about how bad that stuff was every other podcast is going to talk about it this week. But yeah, the instant replay thing is broken. The shot clock thing, that happens every once in a while. But for the last minute and a half, it was like a football game. The last minute and a half took 45 minutes. It was stupid. It was stupid. But that was a good win for Steph and the Warriors. Steph, it's good to see Steph back. I was nervous for people playing him in Fast Break are so rare because I was like, it's his first game back. How rusty is he going to be? And I mean, for him to drop a 31-point game while going 3 for 10 from 3 was pretty impressive. But what I think is kind of nuts here. So the Rockets have won 5 in a row. Now, the Rockets are still 3.5 games back from the Lakers and the Warriors. But, I mean, if AD is going to miss some time, we're just one bad week away from them, potentially missing the play-in game. Now, the Lakers have the 22nd most difficult schedule, so the 8th easiest schedule the rest of the way. But Houston's right behind them. So I haven't seen anything about the Anthony Davis injury. I imagine he's going to be fine. But the Lakers truly are one bad week away from being in the lottery, which is just kind of nuts to think. I mean, I guess the same could be said for the Golden State Warriors too, since they're right behind them. But I just trust the Warriors a little bit more down the stretch here. And Golden State is one of the easier schedules too. So my guess is that Golden State and the Lakers are still in the play-in. I don't really think that's going to happen. But if we look at the schedule, do they play tonight? I think the Lakers play Atlanta tonight. I'm just telling you, if the Lakers drop this game, yeah, that's what I just said. Rockets are 3. Didn't I just say 3.5? If the Lakers drop this game tonight to Atlanta, and Houston then has 2 games in the can to catch up because the Lakers have played 2 more, I'm telling you, there's going to be some interesting dialogue around that team. And Darvin Ham, it's going to be spoiled ham. You know what I'm saying? Maybe spam. Bye-o! All right. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything of some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. Celtics won their games this weekend. They beat the Wizards by 1,000,000 yesterday. Tatum, they were without Brown, Porzingis, and Derek White, and they were up like 30 at halftime. They won 130-104. Sam Hauser knocked down 10 triples, had 30 points, but then rolled his ankle, left the game. I imagine he's going to miss a week or two. Pritchard was cooking. He had 14 and 13. Tatum had 36 and 6 in 27 minutes. Poole had 31. Good for Jordan Poole. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else from the Celtics here. They played, Sunday was their only game, right? Sunday was their only game. We the people said AD will be fine. I bet he comes. Oh, yeah, bring back the Worthy. I like that. Bring back the Worthy goggles. I'd be here for that. So Celtics get their W. OKC with Denver losing is a winner. They beat the Grizzlies this weekend, 118-112. We already talked about the Pels, the Sixers. I think that's really it. Houston beat the Cavs pretty handily. As I was saying, they're on a 5-game winning streak. They won 117-103. Some tough news from Donovan Mitchell. He basically was like, I'm not myself right now. He's already been ruled out for tonight's game. It also is going to take him out of the we're going to talk about All NBA here in a second. Takes him out of the All NBA conversation as well because he's just not going to play enough games. So that's kind of tough for them. But I think that's it. Look at us going through our agenda, hitting all of our talking points here. Just scrolling, make sure I didn't miss any other games from yesterday. Oh, Wemby. We got to talk about Wemby just for a hot second. Wemby was insane last night. Spurs beat the Nets in overtime, 122-115. Wembanyama's line was 33 points, 15 boards, 7 dimes, and 7 blocks. 7 blocks. I mean, like, Wemby legit is not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He is going to be top 3. He's absolutely, honestly, he's probably going to finish second because of how Jaren Jackson Jr. has been used down the stretch. It's going to be Rudy 1, Wemby's probably 2. Which is crazy. He's going to be an All-NBA player next year. He's going to be in the MVP conversation the rest of the way out. Just like incredible shit from Wembanyama. He's so impressive. Go ahead and look at the highlights too. There's a bunch of reels going around. We did a YouTube short from it today, but he's just seamlessly putting the ball around his back, going by people for tough finish. Went up and around, put it off the glass, had some crazy dunks. There was that one clip from 2 games ago. I think it was 2 games ago where Trey Jones down the stretch just wasn't moving the ball. Also, I want to give Devin Vassell some love. He's been playing really good basketball post All-Star break. Just been pretty consistent, knocking down shots, moving the ball a little bit. And yeah, Stan, you're absolutely right, man. If you're playing fast break, they're going to use blocks as a category twice in a 15-day run. And you just need them. I mean, yesterday you needed 40 boards or 50 boards and 5 blocks, and he gets you on his blocks on his own. You still think he sucks until he averages 30. All right, Sneeps. But yeah, Wemby's insane. Wemby is insane. Which brings us to our All NBA conversation. But we're going to take a quick underdog ad read. We're going to do All NBA predictions, and then we're going to do a pick 'em. I'll be right back. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at UnderdogFantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at UnderdogFantasy.com. All right, we're back, baby. We're back. Let's do it. So you guys want to start with first NBA and work our way down, or do you want to start with third team and work our way up? I'll let you guys decide. You decide. You tell me, what do you want to do? Work our way up or work our way down? That's what she said. That's what we all said. Top down, screaming out, money ain't a thing. Y'all want to floss around? Here, Bane actually played this weekend. Sorry, I didn't talk about that earlier. Desmond Bane played this weekend. I think he had 22 or 23 points too. It was against OKC. So there we go. All right, we're going to start. If we start with third, we all know who you have on your first team. That's true, Maddie. That is true. All right, let's start with our first team. So All NBA first team. I think it's pretty easy. I actually don't think this is difficult. I think the first team is Giannis, obviously. Giannis is great. Ian Curtin is back. Thank God. Ian, welcome back. Giannis is on first team All NBA. Jokic first team All NBA. There's our first two. So Giannis, Jokic, and then For our third player, first team All NBA.
Luka Magic.
Luka cracks the first team. Then we're giving it to OKC. Hashtag Thunder Up. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. To me, those are the top four. I know there's a little discourse around number 5. I think it's nuts not to put Tatum on the first team All-NBA. Tatum has been great. I know they've had a couple of like high-profile games where he didn't show up. I totally get it. But this is a full season award. Tatum deserves first team All-NBA. The best team in the league. He's the best player on the best team, and he's been awesome this year. So I'm going to put him in the 5th spot for the first team All-NBA. So just to recap, Giannis, Luka, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jokic, and Tatum for the All-NBA first team. All-NBA second team. I actually had some trouble with the second and third teams here, but All-NBA second team, here we go. Starting with the Claw, Kawhi Leonard. I'm putting Kawhi. Kawhi's been awesome this year. We always think like Kawhi doesn't play basketball, right? He misses a ton of time. Kawhi has been so good. I know the Clippers have been slipping a little bit. He's played 61 games this year, averaging 23.6 boards, almost 4 assists, shooting 52% from the field, 42% from 3, and not 89% from the line. So it's great. That was Kawhi Leonard, obviously, all NBA second team. I know Kevin Durant has gotten a little bit of love here I actually think that's wrong. Top Shot comment. Listen, you know what you can do? You can put Kawhi over Tatum if you're like, I need one guy to win a playoff game. I'll have that conversation with you. But for the full season, I'm giving it to Tatum. I'm giving it to Tatum for All NBA. But anyways, Kawhi's second team. I'm putting Kevin Durant on there as well. I know he stumbled a little bit, but KD's numbers have been really good. And then here's where it's fun. I think this is actually I put Steph Curry here next. I put Steph Curry on second team All NBA. Steph's numbers have been nuts. I know he's missed a few games here down the stretch, but Steph is the only he's got averaging 27 points, 4 boards, 5 dimes, still shooting 45% from the field, 40% from 3, 91% from the line. I'm putting Steph there. Wait, so if the game's all right, hold on. Okay, god damn it, you're gonna do this. Tatum. Okay, so Tatum has played 3 more games than Kawhi. He's averaging more points than Kawhi. He's averaging more rebounds than Kawhi, and he's averaging more, one more or just a little bit more assists, like percentage point more assists than Kawhi. So, I see what you're saying. Excuse me. Forget it. Forget my anger. I see what you're saying. If the games matter like a playoff game, I got you. Sorry, I thought you were agreeing with what I said. All right. So, anyways, Kawhi, Kevin Durant. I put Steph Curry in this list. And then the last 2, I don't know if this is going to be considered spicy or not, but I'm putting Jalen Brunson in there. Bing bong. I'm putting him on second team All NBA. Brunson has been awesome this year. He's been absolutely cooking. He's played 62 games. He's averaging 27.5 points, over 6 assists, over 3 boards. He's shooting 40% from 3. That's dipped a little bit. He was like shooting 44% for a while. But yeah, so Brunson's making it. And then the last one, Aaron Borland, open up your ears, baby. The Ant-Man. I'm putting Anthony Edwards in there. Some of this has to do with projecting what his numbers are going to be here the last 15 games of the year. But since Cat's gone down, he's been averaging over 29. He's averaging 26.5 right now, 5-5, shooting 46.5%. He's great. Oh, Boston base is here for the Celtics. Hey, come on. But I'm putting Ant-Man in there. So for my All-NBA second team, I'm putting the Claw, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Brunson, Ant-Man, and Steph Curry. So there you go. And then listen, we the people said, watch the bonus get snubbed again. All-NBA third team, hailing from... Wait, why am I blanking on where he's from? I'm blanking on where Sabonis is from. Anyways, I've learned from the Hoop Collective that he's a wine connoisseur, loves living in Sacramento because he's close to Napa Valley. Domas Sabonis, welcome to the All-NBA third team. Get Sabonis up in there. So my All-NBA third team, I'm putting Sabonis. I'm putting Lithuania. Thank you. Sabonis, Jaylen Brown. And listen, I know people like to make fun of Jaylen Brown, like he doesn't go left, he sucked in the dunk contest, all that stuff. Jaylen Brown legit has been awesome. He's been really, really good, specifically since the All-Star break. He's averaging 23 points, almost 6 boards, almost 4 assists, shooting 50% from the field. And he's played 60 games. Jaylen Brown has been awesome. I know people don't want to do that, but I'm putting Jaylen Brown in there. And then I'm going Devin Booker next, even though I'm nervous he's not going to play enough games. So Sabonis, JB, Devin Booker. Now, this is where it gets tough because I'm down to 3 dudes. I'm down to 3 dudes here for the last 2 spots. I don't think Bam's going to make all NBA third team. I don't think he is. I think he's going to be the odd man out, but I don't know. Do you guys? So I'm down to like LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Bam. Now, Anthony Davis's numbers have straight up been, I think Anthony Davis has to be on. I think Anthony Davis is the clear, but he's averaging 24 points, 12 boards, over 3 dimes, shooting 55% from the field. He's also like second or third in the league in blocks. Like he's played a ton of games. I just don't see a world in which AD doesn't make it. I know they're not a good team, but like neither are the Heat right now. So I think I'm going, LeBron and Anthony Davis. So like I said, AD's played 64 games. LeBron has played 59 games. He's averaging 25, 8, and 7. He's having his best three-point shooting year of his career, over 40%, 53% from the field. So I think I'm going Bron and AD. I know people are going to be mad about Scam Adebayo. Just the numbers aren't there. The numbers aren't there like they are for AD and Bam. I agree with what Joker Rock was saying. I think Tyrese Maxey was there for a little bit, but I think the craziest fall off that we've seen is that Tyrese Halliburton's not going to make it. But he's been pretty bad since like the injury. Wemby is close. I do think Wemby is close. And I understand it, but yeah, Bam Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Heat had injuries. Lakers are worse with no excuses. I guess, yeah. Let's see what are Bam's numbers. I'm still going. I'm definitely taking Anthony Davis over Bam, but you could talk me into Bam's averaging 19 and 10, played 57 games. No, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm taking AD and Bron. Maybe Bam finishes second in Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe that happens. But there we go. So let's go. Let's recap that one more time. All NBA first team. Let's put some music in the background for this. We need to get hyped. Let's get some music in the background. Let's see. What do we dance pop? No. Into space. Yes. Oh, NBA first team. Giannis Antetokounmpo. All NBA first team, hailing from Slovenia. He's going to yell at the referee, Luka Doncic. New commercial stardom, #Thunder Up. Shea Gilgeous Alexander. The Horseman, Nikola Jokic. And Boston's finest, Jason Tatum. All NBA second team. Kawhi Leonard. Kevin Turner account. Durant. Jalen Bing Bong Brunson. The Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. The only thing propping up Marvel Comics right now. And then we have Steph Curry. All NBA 13, Thomas Sabonis. Anthony, I should shave my eyebrows. David. LeBron James. Devin Booker. And Jalen, I only need one hand to make the All-NBA team. That was great. I feel fired up, dude. Fired up, ready to go. Happy Monday, baby. Yeah, we should be starting the NBA but like this every morning. I totally agree. All right. Hey, listen, let's do some business here, and then we're going to do a pick'em. Just a reminder, Live Before Lock is back at it. Also, I want everybody circling your calendars. Circle your calendars. Some of you heard this at the beginning of the show. May 11th, we've got a live show in New York City. We're going to do a show right before a playoff game starts, so like an hour before, almost like a pregame, and then we're going to do a watch party. The location's going to be announced soon, but #spoiler alert, it's going to be on a rooftop. So get excited. It's Saturday, May 11th, if you're in the tri-state area, the greater New York City, or if you want to make a weekend out of it, come hang out. Steve's is letting us know we have some playback tonight. Great. Good shit. Let's go do a pick'em. Let's go find a pick'em for tonight. Here are the games that we have tonight too. Weird ones. So we get Detroit and Boston. There we go. Cleveland and Indiana. Miami at Philly. Oh, play-in matchup. Portland and Chicago. We got Minnesota at Utah. New York at Golden State on ESPN. What's the Miami Phillies, the first ESPN game. Memphis at Sacktown, and then A-Town down, and the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what we have for tonight. So let's do it. Keith says only one U.S. born All-NBA player, and I'm here for it. Is that real? Devin Booker's not USA born? Isn't Devin Booker? Am I wrong on that? I thought Booker was. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, wow, am I wrong on that? Also, Jalen Brunson. Is Jalen Brunson not U.S.? Also, isn't Kevin Durant? What's going on here? Isn't Jaylen Brown? What are we you mean all NBA first team? Keith, what's going on over there, Keith? Keith, what's going on? Devin is not from Canada. Neither is Brunson, you dumbass. All right. Hold on. I want to hear this. I want to hear this from Keith. You must just mean all NBA first team. Is that right, Keith? Keith, where'd you go? Where did you go? Go, my darling. All right, let's go. Oh, first team. Don't bro me, Keith. Do not bro me. No, you're right. First team. All right, so we the people said we should check Josh Hart's rebounds, the boards. Let's see what Josh is at. He's at All right, so they don't give us straight rebounds. They give us 15.5 rebounds and assists, or 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I do agree with you, though. I do think like there is an interesting line here with Hart. Also, who's going to cover Brunson? Like Brunson's points, if Brunson's points are less than 27.5, we're hitting the over. Oh, does it not have it? Oh, no, sorry. I was searching Hart. Let's search Brunson because I am hitting it. That's what she said. If it's over 27.5, 29.5. That's tough. That's tough. Thanks for hanging out, Boston Base. That one's tough. I do want to find something from this Knicks game, though. Let's just stay on the Knicks numbers. Overs on rebounds, assists, but I wanted just rebounds. All right. Just rebounds. We're going to do, all right, 15.5 rebounds and assists. Let's start with there. Dante DiVincenzo has been kind of in a shooting slump lately, so they keep putting his line at 16.5 points, and he keeps scoring 16. Common Man says we got to go to Saboner points. Let's see what's Sabone. He's got 18.5 points. Yeah, against Memphis. He should do some work. Also, let's see what Bane should have no problem, unless they have him listed as questionable. Oh, I wanted just straight points. I wanted straight points. I do kind of like 32.5 rebounds. I'm going to put this here for the moment. But I do like, I want Bane points. Especially because he looked good when he came back, and I'm assuming he plays a little bit more aggressively. I also want to find a Laker over here. Also, if you guys feel uncomfortable with the Bane, let me know in the chat. But all right, so AD, I'm assuming is questionable for tonight, and because he's questionable, that's the only line they have, so we can't play AD. Yeah, we can pull up Sexton. Utah's been weird lately. They put nothing from Utah. They've been Sexton's been coming off the bench into like the Jordan Clarkson role lately, which has been kind of weird. Darius Garland, I think we could get funky with. Dude, his double-double is 3.5. We already know no Donovan Mitchell. Actually, 3 3-pointers made. Let's do that. 3 3-pointers made. You got Reeves. Oh, yeah, Reeves isn't on there. Sneeps, it's because you will be able to later, but the Celtics, I'm assuming Tatum's probably not going to play tonight. Jaylen Brown's probably going to play. Like they have all the back-to-back questionable stuff. This is what we're going to do, though. I'm only going to we'll put 7 on this one. This is a 10x1, 7 to win 70. So for those paying attention at home, we've got Josh Hart over 15.5 rebounds and assists. Sabone over 18.5 points. Bane over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Garland over 3 threes. You were asking about IO. Yeah, because Kobe White's already been ruled out, so we might have an IO line. IO. Yeah, 17.5 points. That's not bad either. All right, gang, we're going to call it there. Appreciate everybody hanging out today. I hope everybody had a nice weekend and a good start to the week. Live before lock, we're back at 5:30. Otherwise, we will see you all tomorrow. We're out of here.